Boxing aficionados, what's up? What's going on? Welcome to 2025. Happy New Year for those that get emotional about such things. Not to me. Every other day is another day, right? A new 24 hours. That's all you can really ask from God to give you in order for you to fulfill your goals. Anyway, here we are. Listen, man. I'm very excited about 2025. It's getting off to a brilliant start. You have Benavidez against Morel. It's a fight I want to see. It's one of the few fights PBC can produce in house that actually interests me. It's a very interesting fight. And then you have Better Bivol Part 2, which is a hell of a fight. The first one was great. I believe the second one is going to be just as big, but it's going to be very decisive. It's going to be very decisive. Of course, I'm picking Better Beef. Better Beef is, in my opinion, can only do better because if you think about it, he was coming off a nearly 10-month layoff and he fought Bivol, who had been very active all year. He was coming off fighting maybe 3 times that year. That was his third fight that year. And Better Beef only had 2, the second one coming 10 months apart. And he was able to outbox Bivol. And I know that people have a problem with using such a phrase, outboxing Bivol, the boxer, and Better Beef's a brawler. But people got to get rid of that mentality, man. Sometimes you pigeonhole. Sometimes, especially boxing fans, pigeonhole themselves into a thought in which they pigeonhole fighters into a category. And no matter what that fighter does in any given fight, they won't let him get out of that, that little box that they put him in. So, Better Beef, because of his knockouts, gets labeled a brawler. And Bivol, because he beat Canelo and with a jab and movement, gets labeled a boxer and a master boxer, and that's it. Now you can't even see Better Beef eking out or being able to outbox him for 12 rounds unless it's a stoppage, And so there you have it. The judges saw it different. Better Beef won that fight. And he's only going to build on that. And he was not sharp in that first fight. Second fight, he's going to come out sharper. But I don't want to go too much into that fight. There's still time for that. But we kick off the year. Well, way before that, we kick off the year on February with Keyshawn Davis against Baranchik. Baranchik, guy who beat Navarrete at the 135 pounds when Top Rank was trying to get Navarrete a belt at 135 in order to entice Shakur Stevenson into re-signing with them to get a unification bout. They were setting up Navarrete. Navarrete had no business at 135. You can see that. I never saw Navarrete look so bad in my life. Navarrete was not Navarrete at 135. Yes, he had a hurt hand, but it was more than that. He was slow. And he's a plodding fighter, but he has timing that relies on quickness. If you have timing and you're able to appropriately time your punches, then that translates into a quickness. You do the best you got. You do the best you can with what you got. And that's what Navarrete does. He's long, he's lanky for his weight class being 130, and he could really make 126 if he really was about the Spartan life. But he's not, so I'm not going to hold it against him. I'm not going to criticize him too badly for not living a Spartan life, because, quite frankly, there's some fighters who are more interesting when they're not living a Spartan life. Manny Pacquiao, for one, was a guy who was much better when he was womanizing and drinking, and, that's when Manny Pacquiao was doing that. He was a hell of a fighter. He was interesting. He was a killer. He was just all out, stopping people, wild, the ring. He was that. Then he became a Christian, and changed his life. I feel great for his spiritual life. I rejoice in his finding of the Lord, but it took away something from his excitement in the ring, for his ability to produce excitement in the ring. He wasn't as committing to killing his opponents as he once was. He became nicer in the ring. He didn't go for the kill against Algieri. Didn't really go for the kill against Bradley. Didn't go for the, he was just not that guy the way he was prior to becoming Christian. So Navarrete, I see a lot of parallels between Navarrete and Pacquiao, in that they both were criticized. Like, Pacquiao was criticized as not being a good boxer because of his awkward style, and he was punching with the wrong hand off the wrong foot, and he just did things awkwardly, and what the hell is he doing in that ring, and blah, blah, blah. But then he just, beat the shit out of his opponents. And that's what Navarrete does. He's, everybody's with he's this, he's that, his style is ugly, he's falling backwards, and then he just stops his opponents. And I feel like that about Navarrete. And Navarrete, to me, is one of the best fighters in the world. Period. End of story. Navarrete is one of the most unique fighters. One of the most unique talents. Because that's what he's got, his talent. That's God-given. He's got a gift. Nobody can fight the way Navarrete fights. Just like Navarrete. Nobody could fight the way Pacquiao used to fight, when the young Pacquiao used to fight, that wildness. Nobody could emulate that. You couldn't get sparring that could emulate what Pacquiao could do. If you were going to fight Pacquiao and you want to get sparring, you couldn't find sparring that could emulate Pacquiao. And you can't find sparring to emulate Navarrete. And I'll tell you another thing that Navarrete doesn't get enough credit for. Navarrete is nobody talks about the fact that he's actually a quintessential switch hitter. He's a better switch hitter than Bud Crawford, in my opinion. Because Bud Crawford has to start around lefty or righty, and you can tell when he switches. When Bud Crawford switches, you can tell he switched. It's clear that he switched. Oh, he's southpaw now. Oh, he's orthodox. Oh, he's southpaw now. No. When Navarrete switches, you can't tell how he's standing. He just ends up in one stand with one punch and another stands in the other punch. Just like Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Marvelous Marvin Hagler switched in the middle of an exchange. You didn't even understand what happened. You didn't know if he was lefty, righty, going backwards. Although no, Marvin Hagler really wasn't didn't back up too much. He was more of a come forward fighter, whereas Navarrete actually does go backward and throws punches going backward, just like Pacquiao. But that's neither here nor there. The point is that it's seamless. His ability to switch. It's not something he's thinking about or setting up. He just does it at the moment where feels comfortable. He just does it. And that's not like Crawford. Crawford, it's not that he stays in one stance until he's able to reset and get in another stance. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah. So, that starts off the year and with what's his name, Keyshawn Davis against Baranchik. So Keyshawn Davis Baranchik's a really good fight. Really good fight. I want to see Keyshawn Davis get a belt. I think that Keyshawn Davis with a belt is going to put ungodly pressure. Pressure that Gervonta Tank Davis has never felt before in his life. Keyshawn Davis with a belt is going to put a lot of pressure on Gervonta Tank Davis. I'm telling you. First of all, it's Keyshawn Davis, right? And then Gervonta Davis? Keyshawn Davis. Is that his name? Keyshawn Davis? Yeah, Keyshawn. Are they both named Davis? That's crazy. Yeah, it's gonna put it's gonna be really uncomfortable for Gervonta Tank Davis to duck that fight because Keyshawn Davis is from the DMV. He's down there in the Baltimore, Maryland, Virginia, DC. It's from the DC, Baltimore, Virginia area. That little, triangle. The fucking thug. Is the thug triangle down there, bro. And he's not gonna be able to duck that fight comfortably. It ain't gonna be like, oh well, I can't fight Lomachenko's another fight. He's on the other side of the street, and it ain't gonna be, oh well, I'm not gonna fight Teofimo Lopez because Teofimo Lopez is on the other side. No, it ain't gonna be like that. It ain't gonna be like I ain't fighting Shakur because Shakur, he bring money. He's not exciting enough. No, none of that is true because Keyshawn Davis is destroying fighters, bro. He is like really stopping dudes. So when he's a wrecking ball, and you supposed to be a wrecking ball, you Tank Davis, people gonna want to see that fight, and it's not just gonna be people, it's not just gonna be the boxing world, it's gonna be your friends, it's gonna be the hood, it's gonna be the streets is talking, the streets is watching down in Baltimore, DC, and Virginia, Norfolk, all that. They're going to be watching. What you going to do, Gervonta? This man is disrespecting you. And that's the other thing. Keyshawn has a mouth. Keyshawn has a mouth, man. Oh, my God. You don't want that boy to get disrespecting you, man, because he is disrespectful. He's going to have to see that, man. He's going to have to see that, man, because there's going to be money in that fight. So he's not going to say, he ain't going to be able to say, oh, well, I ain't going to, there's no money in that fight. No. There's going to be money in that fight. And guess what? You're the A side. So it's going to be a 70-30 split right off the bat. I don't think Keyshawn could argue with that. Maybe the only argument would be that being that Keyshawn is with Top Rank, if that fight could be either on ESPN or the Zone or whatever, depending on how on Top Rank's next TV deal. But if it's done, if the fight is scheduled before July, it could be on ESPN, meaning that Keyshawn, in a negotiation, could say, well, I'm bringing this network and this distribution to this fight while you are on Amazon Prime. That is huge, but it's not known for boxing, it's not known for sports. And we all know that we all know that Gervonta Davis is not making the same money against just everybody the way he made against Ryan Garcia. Not everybody's bringing that kind of money. So he's going to have to fight really interesting fights in order to get paid the way he wants to get paid. And one of the most interesting fights out there is going to be a unification against the homie, Keyshawn Davis. It's going to be real, real crazy. So those are, like what I said, those are about 3-4 fights right off the bat, right? I said Morrell, Benavidez. I said Better Beef Bivol, Keyshawn Davis, Baranchuk. I mentioned Navarrete. Navarrete is due to be unifying against Oshaki Foster. That's probably going to be in the first half of the year. The first quarter of the year. Could be. We have that going on. But in the meantime, in the tween time, we got the asshole of all assholes, the delusional ass Teofimo Lopez, man. He is the most delusional motherfucker in the world, bro. Like, this fucking dude is a knucklehead, bro. Man, he's just disgusting. He's disgusting. Now he's talking about now he's talking about turning down the Subriel Matias fight. He's called out Crawford. Crawford is looking for Canelo. Canelo and Crawford fight is basically almost done. And even if Crawford doesn't fight, Canelo, he can fight the guy who stopped Tim Tszyu, Bakram, whatever, Portasli, I don't know. One of these Russian, in a unification at 154, which everybody would want to see. Crawford has so many options, including Virgil Ortiz, if she really presents itself. He doesn't need you at all. He wanted to fight Boots Davis. Boots Davis is another one who's full of shit. Wants to be the big fish in a small pond rather than go up and swim in the oceans at 154. He's full of shit. That's another guy I have zero respect for. Zero respect for. Full of shit. I hate fighters that talk one thing and do another, bro. You talk a lot of shit about Crawford, but you did absolutely nothing to make that fight happen. If Boots Ennis, I don't even want to call him Boots. Jerron Ennis, I call him Pumps, High Heel Pumps. If High Heel Pumps Ennis wanted to fight with Crawford, he'd took the challenge with the WBO when he was when he was Crawford's mandatory at 147 before Crawford fought what's his name? The drunk that he beat the shit out of. The PBC drunk. Another fucking PBC, such a mess. I even forget his name. That's how completely forgettable his name is. The point is, Crawford, he could have fought Crawford just by choosing to be his WBO mandatory. He didn't. He went the IBF route. right? Then, when Crawford moves to 154, you don't move to 154. But you keep mentioning his name. Shut the fuck up. Teofimo Lopez mentioning Crawford's name. You at 140. Shut the fuck up. The one interesting fight you could have had, done deal, fight on a Friday night, New York City, Hulu Theater, which you really just can't, you can't go into the big room. You acting like you a super duper star, pay-per-view, like people need to see you when your fight against your fight against Cambosos didn't even sell well in Madison Square Garden, bro. And you got your ass kicked by Cambosos. Got your fucking ass kicked for being an idiot. For being a fucking idiot. Changed your whole career, bro. You were riding high and you took a loss. You fucking idiot. You took the biggest loss of your career right after getting the biggest win of your career like a fucking moron. Right? So you could have fought a stay busy, interesting fight against a Dominican fighter in New York City, Elvis Rodriguez. You could have made that happen. Could have been a great little promotion, in-house city promotion. Put it in the garden. Have Dominicans out there making noise. Put on it, but you didn't. You don't satisfy the boxing fan with nothing, bro. I hate fighters that don't satisfy the boxing fan. Don't give him nothing. That's one of the reasons I don't like Canelo, because Canelo's never given me a fight I wanted to see. Triple G, but he gave it to me 2 years too late. I wanted to see him fight Triple G the year that he dropped the belt instead of fighting Triple G. He should have gone from Cotto to Triple G. Instead, he went from Cotto to fucking what's that idiot's name? He went from Cotto to fighting the English kid. What's his name? Amir Khan. From Cotto to Amir Khan to a drained out Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who couldn't even make 175. You brought him down to 164. You're a piece of shit. I don't like Canelo. Canelo's a scumbag, man. Fuck that dude, bro. Fuck that dude. Scumbag. And that's not taking away anything from his 168, his run at 168. He became undisputed. It's a good run. But I didn't see him. I didn't bother buying that fight against the white boy. What's his name from the PBC white boy? Who cares? I didn't give a fuck about that fight. I saw him fight. What's his name? The English BJ Saunders. It was on the zone. It was for free. It was when the zone I was actually free and wasn't doing pay-per-views. So I saw that fight. I'm not gonna pay to him to watch him to fight the white dude, whatever the hell his name was. He's another nobody. Too many make-believe stars in boxing, bro. Too many make-believe stars. Ain't no real legends out there no more, bro. Very, very few. Very few real bona fide legends that you can mention along the lines of the Marvis, Haglers, Durans, that you can tell that their career might turn into that in boxing today. Really, very few out there, man. Crawford, I would say. Of course, Usyk and whatever, but Inoue, I say Navarrete too. If Top Rank would actually promote the motherfucker, Navarrete could be an all-time great whose name could resound to legendary status, but Top Rank is fucking up. That's the other shit that's pissing me the fuck off, man. They went woke. They went fucking woke with Disney, and this is not the same Top Rank, bro. It's not. It's not. And I love that crew, but fuck them, bro. Fuck them. I'm just trying to be a fan and get the fights that I want to see. Fuck everybody, bro. So Teofimo Lopez giving another reason why not to watch. You know, so this is a good fight. These are the fight. You're at 140. You beat you beat Taylor. You got the Ring magazine. You the man at 140. Fine. Bro, unify. Why don't you get in the ring? First of all, you should have gotten to the Subriel Matias fight. That's all you should have concentrated on right off the bat. Subriel Matias. That was a huge fight. It was a huge fight a year ago when Subriel Matias was still a champ. That would have been a great New York fight. New York City. Madison Square Garden, June. Puerto Rican Day Parade. Bro, that shit would have been bonkers. Would have been fucking bonkers. You didn't pursue that fight. That's why you didn't get that fight. If you would have really been about that fight, you would have got it. They would have made it happen. But you do that, and the first thing you do with Taylor, you don't mention Subriel Matias. You say, oh, I'm retiring. Like a fucking moron. Like, who the fuck is building their career? And who the fuck is building interest in their career by saying they want to be retired? Who's going to be interested in a fighter that wants to be retired? It's moronic. Anyway, man, it's just so frustrating. Subriel Matias, you don't call him out, you don't pursue it, you get the fight. Another guy whose name never comes out of your motherfucking mouth is Rayo. Rayo, he outboxed the little retarded-looking Mexican dude, Pitbull. He outboxed him. Was one of the biggest wins, upsets of the year last year. Bro, call him out. Stop making a buzz. Unifying against Rayo. Doesn't do that. Nobody's even thinking about putting that shit on the radar because you ain't talking about it. No, because you were calling out Crawford. Like, Crawford, you're a pimple on Crawford's ass. You wish you were a pimple on Crawford's ass. You wish you were a pimple on Crawford's ass, bro. But you're calling that motherfucker out when he's got super big fish to fry. You a guppy. You a motherfucking guppy, bro. You got no fan base. Talking about you Brooklyn when you fucking from Miami and Florida. You can't even represent your own people in Florida because you're Honduran and there are no Hondurans in the country, except the ones that just came across the fucking border, bro. And them motherfuckers ain't got the money to pay for you. No, they ain't buying your tickets. They don't even know who the fuck you are. You understand? And you calling all these people. And now you got Subriel Matias, so you could have, Matias didn't get done. Rayo, you ain't talking about. Who else is at 140? Hitchens? Hitchens is a bore. But at least call him out. Pyro, you didn't get that fight when he was a champion. You could have gone to Australia. You wanted that big Australian money against Camboso. Pyro could have given you that, but that couldn't happen because your head is up your ass, bro. So how can Top Rank negotiate a fight for you, procure a fight for you, when they don't know whether you're coming or going? Because you don't know what you're coming or going, man. It's a fucking nightmare to deal with Teofimo Lopez and his retarded dad. It's fucking crazy, man. Ah, man, it's so fucking nuts, man. Fucking nuts, bro. Fucking nuts, man. But alas, I still look forward to the box. Again. I don't kill myself over shit, bro. I don't kill when I'm gonna cry. Well, fuck, what the fuck? I'm gonna watch the fighters who want to fight. I'm gonna be interested in little fighters like Olasquaguas. You motherfuckers don't even know who the fuck that is. That dude is for real. He fights on the undercards of Nakatani. I want to see Nakatani come back and unify at 118 and see if he can become undisputed. I don't want to see Nakatani against an Inoue. Why? That fight ain't ready. I want to see Nakatani become undisputed at 118 and then move up to get to Inoue. I want to see Shushu Carrington go against Brandon Figueroa and unify against him. Stop with the fucking WBO belts when you a top rank. What is that? A mandatory? You a top rank? You got to get a WBO belt? It's retarded. It's stupid. That shit is played the fuck out. It's played the fuck out. It's played the fuck out. It's done. Over and over, that 126 featherweight WBO belt goes to a top-ranked fight and they make it an in-house fight. It's stupid. You want to do something for Shushu Carrington's career? Get him the WBC belt. Then have him unify against that tall kid, that Mexican kid. Navarrete against Foster. After Foster, get Kakachi. After Kakachi, get Lamont Roach after he gets knocked out by Davis. And make him undisputed at fucking 130. Do something for Navarrete, man. Top Rank is fucking up, bro. They're fucking up, bro. It's bullshit, bro. They used to be so good at marination and timing and making superstars. They failed. They went woke. That's the fuck happened to Top Rank, bro. Sucks. Anyway, man, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. For those of you who see this video, thank you for tuning in. Have a happy new year. Enjoy your year. If you're a boxing fan, don't get too frustrated with fights that you don't see or fighters that don't want to fight. Just, man, follow the fighters who want to fight and give you great fights, man. Follow those undercards, man. Those fighters on the come up. Those fighters that give you their blood, sweat, and tears when they get out there. They fight 3 times, 4 times a year, man. That's who you got to fight. That's why I love Navarrete. Again, you ain't going to mention Navarrete. You know Navarrete fought 3 times in the last 13 months? Even coming off surgery, he managed to get 3 fights in the last 13 months. Navarrete is he's a throwback fighter. And that's what boxing needs. Throwback fighters, bro. All right? So, you know, support the fighters that support you. When you watch Canelo, and Canelo won't fight somebody he didn't fight the Benavidez. I want to see him fight Benavidez. Won't fight fucking Benavidez, man. That's such bullshit, bro. Sucks. I don't know if he would have won or not. I don't give a fuck. The point is, he's one of the few fights that I would have wanted to see Canelo fight. He didn't give me that shit either. Fuck that dude. He ain't shit. He's the worst Mexican superstar in the history of Mexican superstars. His name cannot be mentioned with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. His name cannot be mentioned with Salvador Sanchez. His name cannot be mentioned with Juan Manuel Marquez. His name cannot be mentioned with none of them dudes, Pintor, Lupe Pintor, none of them dudes, bro. None. Zip. Canelo is just a wannabe Floyd. A wannabe Money May, man. Fuck that dude, bro. Fuck him. For real, man. Losing my mind. 2025. Thank you for arriving. Another day alive, man. God bless everyone out there. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. All right? Peace. I'm out.